My name is Federico Flores. My uncle is actually incarcerated. His name is Juan Carlos Villalobos.
Before he was in segregation, what was the last time, before they put him in segregation, when was the last time you visited him in general population?
I'd have to say 2.5 to 3 years, I'd say.
And where?
He was at Pontiac Correctional Facility.
You visited him in general population?
General was at Stateville.
Stateville.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was it like visiting him in general population?
In general population, well, as like the moment you go in there, all the officers there, they're very ignorant. So they all have a sense that just because they have an authoritative figure in the correctional facility, that they can automatically just take away the rights of any inmate that's actually in there. They see you as a perpetrator. So although you're a familial person that relates to the inmate, they automatically assume that you have some correlation to the negative impact that they had to the society.
Like, what is a visit like in general population versus visiting your brother or your uncle at state or in segregation, solitary?
In general population, you had the ability to actually interact with I was able to interact with my uncle face to face. We were within about like a couple feet away. I actually got to hug him and actually get to feel his actual his emotions were directly right in front of me because he was within 2 feet away from me with no restraints in front of us. As opposed to being in solitary confinement, which he was shackled down. The moment you see him walk in, he was completely restrained by chains, by shackles, and was pretty much just, as soon as he was seated on the bench, he couldn't move from there. You would have to talk through a phone booth almost, and that window, it was a one-on-one conversation, but you couldn't really get out your emotions because you had that idea that somebody was actually listening to your conversation. So it wasn't as personal and private as general population could have given you.
Did your uncle ever talk to you about what it was like for him to be in solitary?
Yeah, he actually wrote a letter to my mother. Within the letter, he spoke about how he would have to sleep sometimes with cockroaches on the floor. Sometimes he would notice that his vision was starting to change. He would notice that he would feel like somebody was in the room with him, but when he would look around, there was nobody there. There was only just walls there. And the idea that when you go into solitary, but you don't know when you're actually going to come out of it. So like the time you lose, like a time lapse just completely goes away. So he felt like he was deteriorating in there.